The Florida Atlantic man, Greg Joseph, ready to get this one started. And off we go from Soldier Field. Taken in at the 3. And he'll get it up past the 20 to about the 22. To begin the drive. Oh, he's got a little daylight. And he'll get this one way up just shy of the 45-yard line. That good for 22 and a first down. They went with a nickel look defensively, so they had 5 defensive backs in there. Didn't help them stop the run.
Yeah, I love that. The nickel look, 5 cents, 5 DBs. But what also happens then, you take a big body off the field in order to insert that guy. So you're taking a big off for a little. And oftentimes you can run the football effectively against that defense. An early message that this secondary is going to be tested because even though it fell incomplete, it almost felt like a warning shot to get things going.
On 2nd and 10, Fields caught by Cobb. He'll get only 3 there, so it leaves him with a 3rd and 7 ahead. So 7 yards from the first down here as they come up to the line of scrimmage. Throwing on 3rd down, Fields. Nothing open downfield, so he'll throw it away. On 4th down, here's Brett Kern to punt the football away. And last week in the loss, 5 punts as he gets this one away. Now this is going to carry well into the end zone for a touchback. Minnesota's offense and QB Kirk Cousins set to go here.
And you and I both know that any win is a good win, and that's what they did last week. But there's also plenty for him to work on in his game, wasn't there?
Yeah.
2 touchdowns, an interception. Yeah, you know, he wants to increase that a little bit in terms of ratio. But first and foremost, they did win the game.
And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. And now before this first down play, we're going to get a timeout here. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. On play action, Cousins. That's caught by the big tight end, T.J. Hockenson. Now he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. It'll go as a gain of 33, and that play started back at their own 33.
When they've needed a play this year, he's certainly been the guy to deliver it. As this season has gone on, he's been awfully consistent and sometimes spectacular.
So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. They'll try the middle with Cook. And he finds a little bit of room, enough for 4 yards. It'll be 2nd down. The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. Now Cousins. That's to Dalvin Cook, his running back. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle's made here at the Bears 19. A nice pickup there, 10 yards. So here's a 1st and 10 now down inside the 20. From the red zone now, Cousins forced out to his left. That is caught at the 7. And the Vikings are going to be looking at 1st and goal as they move this down to the 4-yard line.
Just picking up yardage in bunches here these last few plays. They have moved right down the field, and just like that, they're going to be set up with a 1st and goal.
Here we go now on 1st and goal. Cook. It's a gain of a yard, and it'll set up 2nd and goal. Cousins. Touchdown. Justin Jefferson. His 14th touchdown now on the year. And the Vikings get the upper hand as they're on the board first here this afternoon. One of the keys to their long winning streak has been scoring first. An ideal drive right there, getting the first 6 points of the ball game.
Do you go back to our meeting with the offensive coordinator? Remember what he told us?
Absolutely.
With some teams, I script to probe in the early part of the game. Other teams, I script to attack. they've been in attack mode for these ball games and continue that in this one.
Now Joseph tees it up to kick off following the touchdown. This one fielded at the 5. Well, a dangerous return man showing it here. And a good effort on the return there. Gets him across the 30 up to the 33. Chicago works their way back onto the field here for their second drive of the game. Defense got the better of them last series, forcing a punt. See if they make a few changes in the game plan here and try to get points out of this drive. 1st and 10. Throwing to start the drive, but that one incomplete. Well, this defense very strong in that victory from a week ago.
But we certainly had a nice conversation with the defensive coordinator, didn't we? And what we heard, I like what we did, but we definitely need more pressure on the quarterback this week.
And his defense able to plug him up there as he'll get a yard to the 35. They'll come to the line here needing 9 yards to pick up the first. Fields now to throw. He'll leave it for Montgomery, complete. And he'll be taken down well before the first at about the 36-yard line. They'll get only a yard out of that, and it'll bring up 4th down. Here's Brett Kern now to punt this one away. And he'll get this away into the icy winter air. And that one hits a little too close to the goal line, and it continues into the end zone for a touchback. The Vikings offense making their way back out. Now let's give you a look at the playoff picture coming into the weekend in the NFC. And for them, it's no longer a question of will they make the playoffs. They've clinched the division title. The question, can they hold on to that #1 seed?
And this is where the mental fortitude comes to play, doesn't it? Because now you're not just the coach talking about it, it's team talking about it to each other, supporting each other, carrying each other along, because having that #1 seed means everything in the NFL.
It does. So even though the division title's clinched, shouldn't take the foot off the gas.
No, not at all. Play it all the way through. And I think we've seen that in recent years in the NFL. The teams that play and play to win each and every game, they're the ones to deal with in the playoffs.
To throw on 2nd and 10. Cousins. And that will be incomplete. Trying to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be 3rd down.
Well, they certainly came out firing in this one, and while that one was incomplete, I can't imagine that'll be the last shot that they take in this game.
On 3rd down, Cousins. Got an open man finding Jefferson. And he will finally be escorted out of bounds down inside the 35. A big play there for Minnesota. 46 yards.
Already over 1,000 yards receiving this season. That catch is just going to add to his total. Certainly not resting on his laurels. He's trying to continue to gain as many yards as possible and continue this big season.
So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. Now a give running right is Cook. A pickup of about 3 yards as he's taken down at the 31. The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. But the Vikings had 13 and 3 now on the year. They've certainly found their groove of late. Winners of 5 in a row.
And this team is absolutely playing their best football right now. This is the best that we've seen them play in a long time, partner. The sky's the limit as far as they're concerned. Their confidence really soaring.
They'll run it. Here's Cook. And he's going to get the first down here as he's taken down at the 22. They're able to convert with a gain of 4. These two teams, you may remember, they met in Minnesota earlier in the year with the Vikings coming out victorious. So they're looking for this series sweep here in Chicago. Open man is Osborne. He's got him. And he's going to be brought down at about the 16. 4 yards remain for 2nd down. Cousins now. Middle of the field to Jefferson. Touchdown, Vikings! Justin Jefferson with touchdown number 15 on the year and 2nd of the game. And the Vikings are off to a 13-0 first quarter lead. Well, this has been a flawless start for them. They score, they get the stop, and they score again, Charles.
Complimentary football at its finest. You've just mentioned how they got it done. They scored, The defense got the ball back for them. They score again. That's the way you win ball games.
Joseph connects on the extra point, and that'll make the score 14-0. So an 8-play drive covering 80 yards. And it was all capped off by Justin Jefferson's touchdown reception. Now Joseph tees it up to kick off following the touchdown. Taken in at the 3. And he's going to be taken down on what will be the final play of this first quarter. 14-0 the score. This is the NFL. Back in Chicago, ready for the second quarter. It's the Bears in possession as they get set to start their drive with a 1st and 10. The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. Still in the first half, but this offense has struggled. Haven't really been able to get anything going, not only in the points category, but in the yards category. Let's see if they can do better here on this drive.
They'd love to just strike back with a touchdown right here, and if it's a long play, so be it. But the main goal, get a couple of first downs, run some plays, run some clock, allow their defense to get a chance to catch their breath, settle down, and relax a little bit after they just gave up a score.
The result, only 4 yards there on the play. And now we've got a 3rd down and 3.
Never make the mistake that the slot receivers, especially the little guys like we're watching here, are just quicker than fast. A lot of them combine quickness and speed, and they catch a lot of footballs, as we just saw there.
Fields on 3rd down. Toward the sideline, and he will have the 1st down as he was able to keep the feet in bounds. They get 5 out of that one, and it moves the chains.
When you struggle on offense, you're looking for anything possible to get you going. Sometimes you do it like basketball teams that don't normally press. You put a press on, bring people to life, make them move a little bit quicker. Maybe that'll help them as they head towards the half.
He's going to air one out. And that's caught inside the 30. Touchdown, Chicago. Darnell Mooney, 65 yards. And the Bears have got it back to within a score. Santos able to tack on the extra point, and that'll make our score 14-7. So that drive, 4 plays. And finishing it all off was Darnell Mooney with a touchdown reception. This will be fielded inside the 5. A lane opens here. He's past the 30. And he nearly broke that for more, but as it is, still a good return. They'll start the drive right around the 37. So it's all down to this, Week 18 on the NFL schedule. And that means that once we sort things out, we'll all be set for our second ever Super Wild Card weekend, which I think everyone agrees was a runaway success last year. We've got 2 games coming up on Saturday, 3 more on Sunday, and then we'll put a bow on it Monday night. Line of scrimmage, the 43 on 2nd and 4. Throwing is Cousins. This one brought in by Jefferson. And they'll get this down to around the 47-yard line.
Good strong throw and catch right there. And so far in this game, the alleys have been open for them to get completions, and they're taking advantage of it.
On 1st and 10, Cousins. Got his man complete over the middle. It's Osborne. And they'll wind up getting this to the 37. Gain of 9. On 2nd down, Cook. And they'll be inside the 35 now at the 34-yard line. 4 yards the pickup, 1st down. They run the counter with Cook down to about the 32.
Oh, that's a real nice job there by the defensive front. They just engaged and held their ground. But how about the guy who made the play? We often talk about whether they take a good first step or not. Many times you just don't take any step. Just get your feet moving, get your body going, and then once he made the read, he was able to make the play.
That'll put him at 66 receiving yards now for the game, and he's got a first down.
This is a nice job spreading the field on this drive, and here he finds his big tight end for good yardage, and that's what you have to do. Keep defenses guessing about where you're going to go with the football.
And he'll fight his way down right around the 12. Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. A 10th carry in the game for Cook. And here he'll get it down to the 7. Call it a gain of 5 that time, and they'll be left with a 3rd and about 4. They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. To throw is Cousins. And a quick throw here, that's complete. Touchdown! Kirk Cousins with 3 touchdown passes now in the afternoon. And the Vikings have taken a 2-touchdown lead now. Well, just a sensational start for this offense, Charles. 3 drives, 3 passing touchdowns.
Is that like mentioning a perfect game in baseball? Or are we cool to do it here in football, pardon?
No, I think you can do it here in football. I think perfect game in baseball, that's its own category.
Yeah, I think you're right about that. Could not imagine a worse start for that secondary, or let's face it, a better one for this offense. No chance they stop passing now the way that it's going. I think they'll continue to press the ball downfield and hopefully reap the same results.
Fielded just outside the goal line. And his guys will get the football right at the 20-yard line. Second quarter action with 1:59 remaining. And now they'll stop play here, at least momentarily. A member of the Vikings in some discomfort after that last play. Now, this is just the last thing you want to see in the final week of the regular season. I hope he's okay. We'll step aside and be right back. Fields on first down. This one swung out to Montgomery. And he's going to get 7 out of this before being taken down at the 27. To throw again on second down. Fields. Flush to his right. And he goes out of bounds just shy of the 45. Fields, we know he has the good mobility. He flashes it there as he scrambles for the first down.
Well, here's your first example of how this guy can beat you in more ways than one, because they took away his arm, but he was more than happy to dissect them with his legs for that first down pickup.
On first down, it's Fields. A throw left side taken in by Kmet.
Yeah, that one was covered pretty well because they were trying to leak the tight end out into the flat. I think they were hoping he could catch it, turn upfield, and pick up the first down.
Throwing again on second down. Fields. He'll take a shot for the end zone. And this one incomplete. Oh, he couldn't hang on to it in the end zone, and that's one that'll haunt you. And now it brings up third down. From the gun on third down, Fields. Now he'll escape to his left. Nothing open downfield, so he'll throw it away. Here's Brett Kern now as he's on to punt for Chicago. And the kick's away as he angles this one for the sideline. Dalvin Cook taking the field for the Vikings' next possession. We're in the second quarter. They've got the lead. The lead, though, not so much because of the ground game, because of their air attack, Charles.
So what they're seeing so far is the possibility of things loosening up later in the ground game. Through the air first, maybe they have to start respecting that even more as the game goes on, and then there will be running lanes to find later.
Yeah, try to get him more involved here on this drive, maybe. Now the first play of the drive there is incomplete.
And I think they'd be well served to take that type of a physical approach against him the rest of the game. He's had his way so far, but on that last one, that worked quite well for the defense.
Play fake. Cousins. That'll be caught. Rager with it. And he'll be brought down on the other side of midfield at the 43. Now the Vikings will use the second of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. A first down throw for Cousins. Past the 20. Vikings. Justin Jefferson on his way to a monster game. 3 first-half touchdowns. And the Vikings will extend their lead in the final minute of the half. Boy, Charles, this offense is just so explosive. They lead the league in scoring, and another example of just how good they are right there on that play.
Yeah, we often overstate about how explosive teams are, but this team is truly a threat to score on every snap, especially on the first few plays of any series. And a big strike like that only adds to their reputation as the league's best offense.
Joseph connects on the extra point, and the lead now to 3 touchdowns at 21. Now Joseph tees it up to kick off following the touchdown. Taking it about the 1. Byron Pringle now to return it. And he brings us out past the 20 to the 24. The Bears going to take over now late in this first half. I don't think they need to be reminded of the situation here. I mean, the clock is dwindling. 3-score deficit waiting for them at halftime unless they can get something on the board here before intermission. On first down, Fields. And this is caught right along the sideline. What a job of keeping the toes in bounds there. That goes for a gain of 31. So the big play moves them all the way across midfield. It's 1st and 10 from the 45. And that is caught on the right sideline, but out of bounds, says the line judge. The throw took him a little too far. It's 2nd down. To throw again on 2nd down. Fields. That's complete right side to Kmet. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. Fields. He's going to let this go. Back in the end zone. Oh, had his hands on it, couldn't bring it in. Pretty symptomatic of how this game's been going. That's running out of steam, and it won't get there. He left it just short. No good, and this will stay a 3-touchdown game.
And now 2 problems as I see it. First, you missed the kick, which granted was a long one. But second, you set the other guys up with great field position and enough time to maybe get downfield and get a field goal attempt of their own.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And maybe a chance for a quick completion and then a long field goal try. We'll see. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. And we're going to get a timeout with 2 seconds remaining in the 2nd quarter. The kick by Joseph is good, and that will do it for this first half. Hey, we get it. No time to waste. Playoffs starting next week. We skip right over halftime and get back to the action. And we welcome you back live now inside the booth alongside Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin, set and ready to rock for the 3rd quarter. Fielded just outside the goal line. Oh, a good return up past the 30. And all in all, a pretty solid return. Nearly got it to the 35. They'll mark him down officially at the 34. And as this offense makes their way back out, NFC playoff race time, we give you a look at what's going on there. Well, here we sit, week 17. Just one more week in the regular season after this one. So if you're one of these teams trying to make a move, there he goes, left side. Touchdown, Vikings. Justin Jefferson, 66 yards. And the Vikings come right out of the locker room and score here in the opening minute of the 3rd quarter. And let's count them up now. 1, 2, 3, 4 touchdown receptions for him in this game.
And just one shy of the NFL record. What a great performance. Going up and catching the football, creating space, and finding the end zone. That's what it's all about.
Joseph on for the extra point. And he's been a busy man, 5 for 5 now as he knocks another one through to extend the lead. Those are the kind of drives they like on offense, from the coordinator to the quarterback, the line, everybody. One-play drive and into the end zone for 6. Now Joseph tees it up to kick off following the touchdown. This will be fielded inside the 5. And able to get this out to the 25. So here are the Bears now as they get set for their first possession of the second half. CD, they certainly know the hole that they face as they begin the second half. They have to do what precious few teams have done in NFL history. That's try to come back from a 4-possession deficit.
And partner, you know, as that team gathers, they're saying to each other, you never say never, right? Because if you're on an NFL roster, that's how you have to think. You can always come back and win a ball game. And let's face it, we saw a certain Super Bowl, a 25-point lead late that wasn't enough to put someone away. But that being said, this task is near impossible. Let's face it. And bottom line is, it officially becomes impossible if this possession is an empty one.
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. They'll keep pounding here with Montgomery. Looking for a seam, but finding none. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. No gain on the play there, so that doesn't help. Now they're looking up at a 3rd and 9 situation. Now it's Fields. Open man, here's Cobb. And he's got this to the 30 before being taken down. A big one there on 3rd down. They hit for 30 yards. So the big play has them all the way down to the 30 now for 1st and 10. Toss left to Montgomery. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. Tackle there by Lewis Seen. They're down here in the 3rd quarter, trying to get something going. Going to the outside there didn't work out, though.
Yeah, and from the cheap seats and from where you and I are sitting, we did pay a pretty good price to get in here, right? You often wonder to yourself, why do you make that type of a call? That one went for no gain. But I think this offense thinks to itself, if we keep running these plays, eventually something may pop. It just didn't on that one.
Throwing on 3rd down, Fields. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
If there's another stop, one of the league's best defenses is certainly bringing it again this week.
Santos' kick is up and through. And now they'll just need 4 touchdowns as the deficit is now 28. Kind of surprised by that they kicked the field goal. I guess you get some points, but this deficit 3rd quarter, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't either. Yeah, I'm with you on that one. When you're down that much, kicking a field goal, does it feel a little bit maybe waving the white flag and just want to get out of here? Yeah, I think you got to go ahead and try and get some bigger points on the board.
Justin Jefferson and the rest of this offense, they've got their helmets back on, and they're ready for this next series. What a game for him, Charles. 4 touchdowns. Heck, for a lot of guys, that's a good season number.
You're exactly right. And let's face it, we have to stand up and applaud this one, even though we're supposed to be neutral, because this doesn't just happen by accident. This isn't 4 times where the defense just falls down or breaks coverage. He's worked awfully hard, changing routes, changing areas, changing angles, and getting open for touchdowns.
We knew he'd be part of the game plan in a big way, and it has been in a very big way. Getting the ball is Cook, running left. Takes it to the 26, just a 1-yard gain. Good job there keeping him to a short gain. Of course, he's coming off a really terrific performance, reigning NFC Defensive Player of the Week.
And I know people get caught up in, well, if you're the reigning Defensive Player of the Week, you must have made a bunch of spectacular plays. Like you mixed in a few of those, but most of the plays are just like we saw there. Keep them to short gains, make the fundamental tackle.
He's got a man, complete. And they're going to move it down to inside the 25. Well, he's been doing this for a lot of years with the arm strength still there, and he showed it off on that one.
And he made that look effortless, didn't he? I mean, he's had a great game throwing the football. This is going to add to his yardage total in a big way. It's one thing to be accurate on your short and intermediate throws, but when you're hitting the bombs like those, look out.
And the next-gen stats, they tell the story. That's a full 67 yards in the air. So barely time to catch our breath. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the red zone. Now Cook running right. And not much. Maybe a yard down to the 23.
No doubt about it. A really nice job there by the defense, not allowing him to get to the perimeter. But that means your defensive ends, your outside linebackers, the guys that you pay big money to sack the quarterback, they also have to have interest in the running game as well. And they did a nice job there of holding the point of attack and not giving ground.
Go ahead.
Third down, Dalvin Cook. And he will be very close to a first down, but I see the closed fist of the referee, and that means fourth down. It'll be a pickup of just 2, and that's going to make it fourth down. It's Cousins on the sneak, but he will have the first down before he's tackled at the 12. They only got a couple, but a couple's all that they needed as they convert on fourth. So 1st and 10, and if they score on this drive, might have to start digging in our second half blowout material. Over the middle, complete. That's Cook. And he's going to be marked down just outside the 10.
As a defense, you're more balanced when you're in zone coverage because you're able to keep your eyes on the quarterback and see the play develop in front of you. They're able to keep the quick pass in front of them and stop it right at the line of scrimmage.
Now it's 2nd and 9. Cousins. Touchdown! T.J. Hawkinson, an 11-yard touchdown. And the Vikings have taken a 5-touchdown lead. Boy, another score. This lead gets even bigger. And, Charles, we haven't even hit the fourth quarter yet.
Well, forget the deficit, right? They're really not going to cut into that a heck of a lot. But how can they get out of here with some dignity? Can they get a stop or two? Can they make a play on offense themselves? Anything to start to feel better about what's happened to them here in this one.
Joseph connects on the extra point, and the lead grows even larger here in the third quarter. Now Joseph tees it up to kick off following the touchdown. Taken in at the 3. And he takes this near the 25. Just a little pass there. Call it the 26. Now the Bears offense ready to take over again. Well, we're still in the third quarter, so there's some time to kind of clean this up and make it look more respectable. Now, a win, that's probably gone out the window, Charles, but I don't know. Do you look at this as a time to just improve and maybe start to look towards the future?
I think you have to find something to play for, something to grasp onto until the clock runs out. But, Brandon, we've been around this game a long time. This is an outlier. You don't get many blowouts like this no matter how the game looks on paper going in. This one has turned out to be everyone's worst nightmare realized.
And this will be a Bears first down as he's able to get this up to the 37-yard line. Well, he is certainly dangerous when he spots a lane, and he keeps it himself there and worked out well.
And how about the moving parts on a play like this? You know you have to practice it over and over because it's almost like a ballet that has to be choreographed. But how about once he made the decision to go, he committed to it and went. Let's face it, most teams are going to defend the running back much more than the quarterback on that type of a play.
Going to get to the line to run another play, so we will switch ends as the third quarter has come to a close. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. On 1st and 10, here's Fields. He'll get that complete to his tight end, Kmet. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. 25 yards that time. Fourth quarter, certainly not enough time for a comeback, but nice to see them making use of the time remaining to try and make this one a little more respectable.
Yeah, I think the ultimate goal, good execution, be crisp, be sharp, and find a way to put some points on the board to make this thing look just a little bit better.
So the completion results in 9 yards, and it'll bring up a second and short. Here's Fields. Caught by Montgomery. And they've got this down to about the 12-yard line. From down at the 12, it's 1st and 10. Here's Fields. Oh, he rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. Picked off by Harrison Smith. And the Vikings are going to take possession here at their own 16-yard line. CD, this defense, man, at this rate, they're just having fun out there right now.
And normally with this type of a lead, if you're a starter on defense, you're saying, hey, let the other guys play. But with this going on, no one wants to come out of the game. They all want their shot at picking off a pass.
There's a glimpse of Justin Jefferson, the wide receiver, as he and the Minnesota Vikings return back here on offense. And we get a peek at the kind of game he's having. It's been a good game. 8 catches now, Charles.
Everyone likes to spread the ball around. They want a lot of people to catch it and touch it. Get a lot of guys involved. But sometimes when you have the hot hand or a person who's just really taking care of business in their part of the field, you have to keep going back to them.
Now whistles and a timeout. Looks like we've got a Viking slow to get up. Well, week 18, this is just when you hope everybody can get through the regular season healthy, but the medical staff is going to have to take a look here, and we'll step aside. A run there with Cook on first down, but it won't net him much, maybe a yard. Second down coming up.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces, and I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where there'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
The offense on third down, they've been near perfect. 4 for 5 to this point. This is 3rd and 4. Cousins. And he'll go down. The Bears get there for the sack. And the defense coming through on third down. A loss of 7 to bring up 4th. So they're forced to punt on 4th as this one's away. Now a hit and a loose football. And they will take over at the 26-yard line.
I feel like you and I could be in our backyard with our dads right now. What did they always say when they were throwing us the ball? Look it all the way in. Make sure you secure it. That had the feeling of not happening there on that play, that he didn't have full control of the ball.
When that punch coming in, I don't have a return punch, but I would imagine it's tough to monitor those guys coming full steam ahead at you.
It really is. You try and get that peek to know where they are, about whether you should fair catch it or not, but sometimes you just have to have a sense, a feeling, and just have to make sure, number one, though, you catch the ball and put it away.
On play action, Cousins. And his throw is incomplete. Well, up big here in the 4th quarter, up really big. That passing incompletion, I don't think they needed the completion, but Charles, this is an offense right now that they're just having fun. They're clicking on all cylinders.
Yeah, you're right. They didn't need a completion. They certainly don't need any more points. But they're not going to turn them down. They're going to continue to run what they have in their playbook, and they still want to run it efficiently. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
Now Cousins. And give him another 6. It's caught for a touchdown, and the blowout continues. When coaches come into a game preaching total team effort, CD, I think this is the type of ball game that they're dreaming of. It was pretty apparent early on that they were clicking in all 3 phases. It's been fun to watch.
Yeah, sometimes in the NFL you end up with matchups like we've been watching here. And when you go back through the early drives, you can just see that one squad was on a different level in this game. Safe to say, we haven't been disappointed in watching their execution throughout this contest.
Joseph connects on the extra point. And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to that big lead. Now Joseph tees it up to kick off following the touchdown. From the 6. Well, now how about this return? And all in all, a pretty solid return. Nearly got it to the 35. They'll mark him down officially at the 34. And now Chicago getting ready to go as they take the field. Well, I think that the folks here had hoped that maybe this home atmosphere would carry their guys to a surprise victory, but it does not appear that that's going to be the case. There's too much to handle on the other side in this one. Meanwhile, Fields' throw taken in by Pringle. And he'll be out of bounds up near the 45 at the 44. 10 yards there to start the drive, and just enough by about the length of the football for a first down. Now Fields. He'll leave it for Montgomery, complete. And they're able to work this across midfield to the 48.
Just about every quarterback is trained to really look downfield first before you come back and make a nice, safe throw. And in this case, that's exactly what he did. Found his running back, let him create some space, and it turned out to be a nice play for the offense.
Looking to throw again on second down. Fields. And his throw here is incomplete.
And that's another play that's painted the picture of this game overall. It's been a blowout. It's been continually fueled by big turnovers and stops for one side and an inability to advance the ball from the other.
Flushed it, and he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. Finally hauled down for the first time this game. Multiple defenders in there to drop him. So the Bears with the football here as we welcome you back. They come up on a fourth down situation with things not looking particularly rosy. On is Kern, the punter, to send this one away. Justin Jefferson and the rest of this offense, they've got their helmets back on, and they're ready for this next series. He's been almost impossible to bottle up. You see that number 10 on your screen, a big reason why they have the lead.
One of the guys that's being featured in this game and making sure that he's targeted because they do trust him with the ball. That's why they go back to him time and time again.
And now this is intercepted. My goodness. Picked off by Eric Wilson. And the Bears are going to take possession of the football. Their passing game has been spectacular this afternoon. Finally, a win for the defense.
You think maybe there was an adjustment there. Finally gained a measure of, I don't even know if you call it revenge, but got a play done.
Trying to get it to Cobb, and it's intercepted. And the Vikings are going to take possession here at their own 3-yard line. Well, this game was already decided, Charles, let's be honest. But now another feather in the cap of this defense as they pick them off for the second time.
You're right about that. Things have been going pretty well for them, to put it mildly. But they're still out there hunting for big plays and get another one right there.
Now this offense back out and set to go for their next drive. And this one has gone pretty well to form. They've come in, had little problem thus far, and now they'll try to polish things off in the fourth. They'll try and wind down some clock with Cook. And he's able to get this across the 10 before being taken down. 75 yards rushing now for Cook, and this is a first down. No doubt those are the types of carries they're looking for here, Charles. The lead in the fourth quarter. This is when coaches that have a reliable running game, they breathe a little easier on the sideline.
Yeah, they love the idea that they can take the air out of the football at this point of the game. That means they're really counting on that offensive line, counting on the runners, taking care of the football. Because you're going to tell your quarterback, hey, no time to be a hero. We're not going to throw it here. Just eat up that clock. And if you have the ball, they can't score.
Here's Cook again. He'll be hit down at the 33, 5 yards on the play. And the offense moving quickly to the line. Cook up the gut. And the hole closes quickly. He gets it across the 35 to the 36-yard line. The Bears bring out an extra defender in the secondary now for third down. Third down, here's a run by Cook. And getting this just shy of midfield, they'll spot it at the 49. Cousins gives way to Cook. And some space here. And he'll get this one down near the 20-yard line, just shy of the 20. Well, fans usually love to see scoring, and there was no